Question people ask always, fans, critics, whoever, is why don't you make a live record?
I don't know, you know, I don't know that a live record, what we do at this point, a lot of it is about being there, you know, which is why we haven't done much television or too much of the video thing. A lot of it is, it allows too much distance. Like what our band is about breaking down distance. You know, it's a thing that we've always done since we started. And I think it's important that people, hey, they come out, you know, they come down, they go someplace where there's a bunch of other people. And then the other thing was a live record, a lot of times you're doing songs that you've done already. It's a little boring, I think, probably a little boring to work on, maybe.
Bring it home, boys! We're going home! Come on, we're going home! Did a good job! Yeah, did a good job, man!
The tour began in June of 1984 in St. Paul, Minnesota. It was the first of 156 concerts in 11 countries. To understand how extensive this tour was, Bruce Springsteen began it at age 34 and single, and finished last night in Los Angeles 36 and married.
Thanks! We'll be seeing you!
They say all good things must come to an end, and that even goes for Bruce Springsteen's Born in the U.S.A. tour. Now with Springsteen, it's not enough.
No, that's right. Nobody can ever...
Plenty is not enough.
That's right. 15-month tour he was on. Now it's time to rest.
After the massively successful Born in the U.S.A. tour, the biggest rock star in the world kept a very low public profile for the next 12 months, residing mostly on the West Coast with his then-wife of a few months, Julianne Phillips. During the spring or summer of 1986, Springsteen began a series of solo recording sessions in his home in Hollywood Hills. However, these sessions were abandoned for the long-anticipated box set project.
We had made tapes over the years, we just had never used them. You know, we'd recorded every tour we did. And we started, somehow or another, the idea of doing a record where there was a certain amount of material from each phase of the band, so that if you saw us in a club, you know, there was club material live. We felt we had some good club shows. And if you saw us in an arena, or you know, there were good things from the 80 tour, the 78, 80 tour. And then, you know, the stuff that we did in the stadiums at the end of the summer.
And I distinctly remember sitting in Bruce's house, in one of his workrooms, and you know, just listening on a little, you know, $100 music box, and we were listening to this Roxy tape, and Thunder Road came on, and when it was done, we were both feeling, I think, exactly the same thing. And Bruce just said, you know, if we actually do this live album, this is what should begin. You know, this is really feels like the beginning of something.
Mary's just waves. Like a vision, she dances across the porch as the radio plays.
It seemed like there would be an opportunity, if it worked out, if we could, you know, if we could put it together correctly, to just kind of more clearly define what our band was trying to do and what we were trying to be about, and the kind of music that we made over the past 10 years.
By rejecting this project now, we would really be totally rejecting the concept of ever doing a live album, because I couldn't conceive of any time, any moment where it would feel more timely.
There were some songs that I liked that I had to leave off. You know, I always have kids come up to me and speak, hey, we're at Jungle Land. Yeah, well, you know, we couldn't fit it here.
What else was the stuff that you would...
I would like that Glory Days on. You know, and I had a good take of it, and towards the end of the record, I tried to, you know, get everybody to mix one more, but we just looked at it, and we on the 3 CDs we had banged up 72 minutes on each one, and that was the most you could get.
This has been the greatest year of my life. And I want to thank you for making me feel like the luckiest man in the world.
One of the main features of your live act for the last 10 years now has been the amount of talking you do, storytelling. Is that really important to you? Or is it something you just like doing?
I just started to talk to people way back when because, I don't know, it just seemed like the normal thing to do, you know? It's like,
but a lot of people don't do it, do they? Musicians don't talk to audiences.
I think there's somebody out there, and I always sort of see the audience as a person, not or on some sort of one-to-one. I just still imagine like I'm talking to somebody, you know? No matter how big the crowd is, I still feel like that's basically what my job is, you know? That's why I picked the guitar. I wanted to talk to you, you know? So. And the stories and things just came, you know, to set the songs off a little bit. It wasn't really just something that kind of came up.
10 years burning down the road. Bruce Springsteen and the E Street Band live, 1975 to 85. 40 songs, over 3 hours of music, available on 5 albums, 3 cassettes, or 3 CDs. Bruce Springsteen and the E Street Band live, 1975 to 85.
There were reports that some people missed work to pick up this particular package, but that's okay. The package is from the boss. It's Bruce Springsteen's long-awaited 40-song 5-record set, which finally arrived in record stores this morning.
At 37, an age when many singers are still struggling, Bruce Springsteen has released a 5-record retrospective. Even though it lists for more than $25, Columbia Records has had to press 1.5 million sets just to fill the early orders. Almost all have been released before, but never in live performance.
It's not a breakthrough or anything. It's just a wonderful souvenir for anyone who's ever seen Bruce Springsteen live, and who will, of course, never forget it because he's pretty unforgettable.
When a New York record store opened this thing and the fans ran in, you knew there was something special about Bruce Springsteen. In some stores today, there was a 45-minute wait to the cash register.
At last, we've waited for it, we've hoped for it, we've dreamed about it.
She woke me up at 6:30 this morning. She says, we got to get down to the tower. I said, you'll have time. She says, no, we got to get there before the store opens.
It's live and it's supposed to have the best cuts from the clubs, from, you know, the stadiums. It's just supposed to be the best.
Springsteen, the best.
Our class is as important as Bruce. I'm going to get my album. Thanks a lot.
Bruce Springsteen might be the hottest thing in local record stores today.
This is going to be probably the biggest selling live album for sure. It could end up being the biggest selling album of all time.
Shortly after the release, he began a new series of solo recording sessions. Instead of chasing further fame, Bruce focused on using his music as means of resolving personal conflict and emotional repair. These sessions would form his next album, 1987's Tunnel of Love.